WhiskyJason here, whiskey from the viewpoint of an American in Germany tasting rare and exotic whiskeys. Today I'm in Ireland. To be better said, I'm at the Midleton Distillery with their very rare 2018 release. Yay! Whiskey base number 119659. I paid 120 euros for it. I've seen it for 150 euros over here. And every year since 1984, this is the 35th edition, the distillery Midleton, have been releasing a very rare bottle. Now, fantastic. What is the main focus here? The main focus is lightly charred American white oak, in which single grain and pot still whiskeys have been maturing. Now, the master distiller, 40 years of experience, that's the Barry Crockett. He is the best known master distiller of Ireland. Number two would be then Noel Sweeney. Barry Crockett has his own actually bottling, and he started this tradition way back in '84, and he would set aside barrels to be chosen later on. Now, what I am not very satisfied with are two things. Wait, let's open the bottle, the box. So let's do this. Doom. Now, the craftsmanship on this bottle is fantastic. I mean, I get a nice little hand-signed little note here from the new master distiller since 2014. That is Brian Nation. He actually signed this here. On the front, he signed it here. On the back, Barry signed it there. There's 3 signatures alone just in that thing. I get this nice little card, very, very nice. It talks about the whole selection process. It talks about here becoming part of the Midleton Very Rare legacy. We recorded your individually numbered bottles at the Very Rare vintage release, www.midletonveryrare.com, which I actually did. I have the bottle number 24042. Now, if they've been doing this really for 35 years, and they've only had 24,000 bottles, that means less than 800 bottles a year. Now, they have nice hinges here, copper hinges. If you actually put this in the back, the magnets are, I mean, it takes a little bit of effort to even open this. Fabulously done. I used to be a cabinet maker. Very, very, very nice. I'm not sure if they should have let that knot in there, but hey, all right. Nice. Also here, a little bit of leather feeling. 2018, very rare. You can't go wrong with a very rare as an investment, is what I'm going to say. Now, since 2007, they changed the bottle design. Before, the bottles were just a standard bottle with a label on it. Now they actually went to a very fancy bottle. I don't know if that... Oh, I need to put my card in here. Could be important for the future. And before that, the bottles were very, very standard looking. And I'm not sure if they had that... I think it was like $20 just for this box here. At least that's what a cabinet making shop I would actually charge for it back in the days. Now, one of the things I didn't like, remember I mentioned one of the things I don't like is transparency here. What is it? Nowhere does it actually say single grain on the bottle, but which I think is kind of important. Yeah. You should be telling me this is a mixture, this is a blend of single grain and single pot still. I would like to know. If I'm paying 120 euros, I want to know what the barrels were. I mean, come on, you talk about hand selecting the barrels. There's not that many of the barrels. Give me a PDF. Buffalo Trace Antique Collection does it. I buy a George T. Stagg. I get a nice PDF for the year release, and I know exactly what barrels. I know exactly what the evaporation dates were. I know exactly when it was distilled and all that. That's just information that's not there. I would expect that for this type of product now in the information age. So, going online, you find out that there's between 12 and 28-year-old stock in here. Yay! 12, 28, that's not very much. Now, a second thing that I'm going to say, which I think is very, very true, is all I have in the bottle here is this. This is a €14 bottle, patty, triple distilled pot still plus single grain. The only difference, made by the same people, is the age. And of course the selection of the cask. This is mass produced, this is hand selected. The taste profile is somewhat similar. I know I'm going to be stoned for saying that. But this is just a very, very elegant, super premium this. It's not a single pot still. It is not a single malt. It is a blended whiskey for 125 euros, 150, 180 US dollars I've seen this go for. Terribly expensive. Now, if I had all that money, what do I buy instead? My favorite Irish whiskey in the world. From the same distillery. This is, I like the box, I like the presentation. It has a magnet as well. It has a little copper plate on there. It says 21 Redbreast, single pot still. This is a fantastic bottle. At the moment, fall 2019, they're about the same price, at least over here. This goes up like $20 a year at the moment. I used to be able to get it under 100 euros. Now it's 120, 25. And I do not pull this out very, very, very often because this is my special bottle. Yeah, this is the special bottle that I pulled out for celebration, for a special moment, Christmas Eve, great news, a new job, whatever else. This is not something I want to get used to because it's just so freaking great. I love this whiskey. This is my best whiskey, Irish whiskey ever, and maybe one of the best whiskeys I've ever had in my entire life. Pappy Van Winkle 13-year-old rye can almost beat this, but other than that, I don't know many other things that can. All right, so you know how much I love this now. All right, now over here, as I said, it's a blend. It's a no age statement. It's $125, and yet it's the very rare 2018 Midleton edition. Now on the nose, it's somewhat tamed. You get a little bit of a lemon tart, you get a little bit of a lemon meringue, you get a little bit of an oakiness, you get a little bit of a tiny little bit of a cinnamon with sugar together. It's nice. Over here, you get the wonderful pot still spice. 46%, love it. 40%. The second thing I'm going to complain about. First of all, transparency of what cask and what actually goes into it. And second of all, why 40%? Are you Bushmills? No. Make it 46, please. At least 43. Give me a little bit more. I'm paying for it anyways, all right? There's no reason to do it at 40%. None that I can think of. Push it up a little bit, please. You do it here. Why not go to super premium there? This is so fantastic. I'm really, really looking forward to that. All right, let's try the whiskey. I've complained about two things, transparency and 40% ABV. Now, the nose is nice. It really doesn't reveal the tastiness of the whiskey. Oh, I want to show you one last thing. I'm not sure if the video will pick it up or not, but it says here on the box, maybe I can actually show this to you here. It says here, I don't know if I can read it because I'm blocking, the pinnacle of Irish whiskey. The pinnacle! Yeah, so they're very, very self-confident that this whiskey is great. And it is good. It is really good. It's delicate. It's balanced. If you told me there was grain is in there, I would have went, really? Okay, I wouldn't have known. It has the same type of mouthfeel as a Hibiki Harmony 17. Yeah, also a blended whiskey with grain as well as malts. Excellent, excellent whiskey, by the way. Prices skyrocketed, no longer worth the money you're paying for it. There's a video online of a guy who actually did the 17-year-old, and he said buy 2 bottles of these. Open it up, enjoy with your friends, put the other one aside, and wait 10 years. guaranteed better yield, better return on investment than any other stock or any other bank account you can find. These things are rare. These things are sought after. If I go to a whiskey auction site, if I go to the Irish, they're always going to be 6 to 8 to 20 bottles of the very rare. Especially, I think the 2009. If you get your hands on one of those and you pay less than €1,000 for it, buy it, because you can sell it for a couple thousand later on very quickly, because I think the batch was so small that there are hardly any bottles out there. Now, what do? I open them, I drink them, I share them with my friends. We do a bottle share, and I put it on my WhatsApp bottle share group, and about a third of the people actually bought something, and so it's almost a third or half gone. And I'm going to slowly but surely enjoy the rest, and also do it maybe in a tasting and so on. This is a very fine whiskey. There's a lot of jasmine. There's a lot of different things in here. There's jasmine. There's rose petal. There's you understand the delicacy of this whiskey. Tiny little bit of that cinnamon and sugar. A little bit of a nice tiny clove. No. It's excellent. It's a B in my book, and by the way, A is why haven't you bought it? B is buy it. C is you can buy it, yeah, if you want to. D is don't need to buy it, and F is why was this stuff made? I'm giving this a solid B rating. Very, very good rating in my book. All right, for many people, 90s starting up there. Tiny little bit of lemon peel in there, a little lemon zest. Yeah. Jasmine again. I'm repeating myself. Rose petal. A little bit of like a English breakfast tea, but it's all very delicate. It's all very round. It's all very, very. It's holistic. There's harmony here. It's actually a nice whiskey. Would I buy another bottle? I'm not really sure if I'm going to buy the 2019 or the 2017 or 16 or whatever else. To collect, to trade, do whatever, maybe. If I had €120 in my pocket at the moment and needed to buy or wanted to buy a new Irish whiskey, this would be my candidate. Why? Because this stuff is so fantastic. Just not the nose, it's just the pot still spice that just jumps up into your... the oakiness, the wonderful, the sherry and the bourbon combined together here is just a fabulous mixture. I don't want to swallow. I just want it to coat my whole mouth, breathe in, breathe out, and enjoy this wonderful, wonderful spirit. I really do think this is one of the best Irish whiskeys in the world. And that's my question, is what do you think is the best Irish whiskey in the world? I gave this a solid A. Yeah, this is absolutely almost uncomparable and unbeatable in the taste category. Would I like it cheaper? Yes, but everything's getting more expensive. So what can we do? And the interesting thing is here it has a fairly long finish, maybe 4 minutes. Slowly but surely it dissipates because it's so soft and so delicate. Maybe 2 to 3 minutes. 4 was a little bit too long. This will last for like half an hour. I can go walk around the block with my wife, come back and do another sip, and it's just like, oh, it's still there. This is just a fabulous, fabulous product. Now I hope Midleton is not that disappointed that I praise this one and not praising this one as much. They're both their products, all right? So there's a fan club for this, there's a fan club for that. Value for money? Nah, not really. A good investment? Yes. Yeah, put it aside, leave it aside for 4 to 5 to 10 years and then come back and try to sell it if you can. Over here in Europe, we can do that fairly easy still. We have the auction sites and we can just send it via the normal DHL, UPS, whatever else different products you use there to send your couriers to the bottles to Scotland, or even in Germany we have one. Sometimes you have at the big whiskey fairs even a pickup station where you bring your bottles there. They actually take them back home with them, put it on the next auction site, and then boom, you don't have to worry about any transport damage or anything. You sign, you've delivered, that's insured, and that's just a fabulous thing. Which I'm going to be doing sometimes here. Sorry, I'm going to flip a bottle. Oh no, of especially the highly sought after stuff like Midleton Very Rare. All right, very, very good. So my question of the day is, what Irish whiskey is better than Redbreast 21? Is there anything out there? I say no. You say maybe yes. The Irishman 17-year-old single cask sherry releases are almost as good, but not quite. They're just missing that pot still spice. I love the sherry. They are fabulous, fabulous whiskeys, but this is just a tiny little bit better. So, thank you very much for watching. My videos come out on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Whiskey Jason here, whiskey from the viewpoint of an American tasting rare and exotic whiskeys. Hope you could agree this time, and all the best to you. See you soon. Bye-bye.